Hey, what's happening, Baltimore Ravens fans? Welcome back to the Bald Perspective. On your way in, tap that like button, hit subscribe if you've never subscribed, and hit that notification bell so you get updates when we upload new content. Let's talk. The Baltimore Ravens hit the field today for OTAs. And I believe that there are some players that we absolutely need to hear from, whether it's today, whether it's next week, whether it's off in June, or whether it's in training camp. But I think the tempo and tone for certain players' 2026 season needs to start now. So let's get into a couple of players, maybe up to 4 or 5 players that we need to hear from in a different facet than we saw in 2025. The first guy I got up is none other than first round cornerback from 2024, Nate Wiggins. When Nate Wiggins came to the Baltimore Ravens, he was touted as being super fast, and he was long and lengthy, and he was quick, and he was sticky in coverage. Well, he kind of is. But I thought that he started off pretty decent this season, or excuse me, last season, but fell off pretty quick as the stress of the season mounted on that Baltimore Ravens team. And of course, he's not a high turnover guy. He doesn't get a lot of interceptions. I don't think he gets a lot of pass deflections. And so right now, he's just a high end draft pick from 2 seasons ago that needs to take a step forward in 2026. I think he has all of the physical attributes to be great, except for size and strength. And so, what I want to hear from Nate Wiggins, especially as these on-field workouts get underway, as I want to hear that he reported a little bit bulkier. I'm not saying huge. I'm not saying go from 180 pounds to 195 pounds. That's not realistic. That's too much weight to put on in one off season. But maybe let's see him at 186, 187, right? See, because last season, a lot of the bigger receivers just proved that they were bigger and stronger. A lot of times you could see him just get bodied, manhandled. Sometimes he was out of coverage, which is a different aspect. So I think that we need to see a step up and step out for Nate Wiggins. See, when he got into that off-season fight, when it was the joint practice, many people called him a dog. Oh, he a dog. I was critical. I thought it was dumb. I make my living with my hands, my arms, and my legs. So why would I put those things in jeopardy if I'm throwing fists at another dude's padded body, his helmet and the shoulder pads? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And then right after that, he was getting scorched in training camp. And it doesn't seem like he recovered. There was times he did some good things last year, but it's very, very clear that we need to see something from Nate Wiggins this season. We need to see him live up to that title, sticky in coverage. We need to not see him get bullied around by the bigger wide receivers. And there is going to be plenty of opportunity to get bullied because you got the Pittsburgh Steelers coming in with 2 6'4" or bigger wide receivers, strong and physical. You got the Cincinnati Bengals who have 2 physical receivers. And then there's a host of other teams that we will play in 2026 who have big, strong receivers. So I got to see something from Nate Wiggins this season. When we keep looking at the defensive side of the ball, I need to see something from TJ Tampa. Now, it's not a situation where there is a lot of expectation placed on TJ Tampa, but in that draft, which I think is 2024 as well, he came out with some notoriety. A lot of draft experts had him as a second round pick, and some of them had him as a third round pick. The Baltimore Ravens were said to have stole him in the fourth round, but we hadn't seen that much from TJ Tampa. Another guy with all the physical attributes. Now, he's not extremely fast. I think he's a 4.5 guy, which is good enough speed, long, crazy athletic, but we have not seen him be able to put it all together to even get on the field. And so, with our starting cornerback room being Wiggins, Awuzie, and Marlon Humphrey, we're going to need some of the young players who are unproven on this team to step up. Granted, we did upgrade the pass rush, and that should play a great part of what the secondary is able to do. But yet and still, need to see some young talent step up. What do we need to see from TJ Tampa? I would just say see that potential earn him some snaps. Do not expect Chidobe Awuzie to do a lot in OTAs. I do not expect him to do a whole lot in training camp because he is right around that 30-year-old age. So it's a great opportunity for the young talent on this team to really get it going. There's nothing I can say about Bilal Coney. I have a lot of high hopes for him, but I think he's going to join the competition at that cornerback room, which is why I mentioned Nate Wiggins and TJ Tampa both. If I keep looking on the defensive side of the ball, I need to see something from Trenton Simpson, who is probably going to be the Baltimore Ravens starter, at least at the beginning of the season, with Teddy Buchanan maybe not being 100% just yet from last year's injury. We understand he can play special teams. Again, another guy who has all of the physical attributes. Fast, he will hit you when he gets to you, sideline to sideline speed. He's okay in coverage, not great, but for whatever the reason, in his first 3 seasons, he has not been able to put it all together to stay on the field, which is why you and I saw Teddy Buchanan, a rookie, step in and take his place as a starter. So I need to see something from Trenton Simpson. You see, because he has the potential to at least earn himself another contract from the Ravens if it's nothing more than in a support role. So he's absolutely in a contract year. If he's not going to audition for the Ravens, he's auditioning for all other 31 teams. So I need to see something from Trenton Simpson. I need to hear something from him in these OTAs and also in training camp. Another guy I need to hear from is Roquan Smith. Now I know he's the veteran, basically on this defense. He is a leader. He is a mouthpiece. He is a captain. But I have not seen him play pre-2023 level, meaning what he did before he came to the Ravens into 2023 since he got here. Got here, played well, got his money, and kind of stepped off a cliff. Came in out of shape, had some injuries, things of that nature. Those things happen. But he does a lot of talking pregame during the week, but I have not seen his pads fully bring it. With understanding, his step off or step down years were under the Zach Orr leadership and having a new running mate. Once Patrick Queen left, he did not look the same. And so I need to see a step up. Earn that $100 million contract, earn the title of the highest paid linebacker in the league. I don't care that he racks up 100 tackles. You can stumble into 100 tackles just simply because you play linebacker. But I need for him to earn that money because with the $20+ million cap hit, he's taking up a great percentage of the cap space that could be allotted somewhere else for less than stellar production. I'm not saying he needs to lead the NFL in tackles. I'm not saying he needs to come away with 4 interceptions. I'm not saying he needs to be Ray Lewis. I'm saying he needs to be Roquan Smith, the same guy who's always popping off at the mouth, but his pads don't back it up. So I need to see something. If I'm looking around the rest of this defense, I need to see something from Adisa Isaac. We have barely seen him at all. A lot of it is because of injury, just simply being unavailable. But we don't need him to fall into that doldrum that David Ajabo fell into, right? David Ajabo's second round pick, we knew he was going to be out for the first season, but there were some sparks. He made some sparks, made a few highlight tackles and sacks, but not a whole lot of contribution for that second round pick and the high first round projection if healthy. And so Adisa Isaac had a lot of notoriety coming out of college. He was projected to be a second round pick. The Baltimore Ravens was said to have stole him in the third round, but we just haven't seen a contribution. And if this um, edge rush room is going to take a step up, it's going to take more than just Trey Hendrickson coming to save the day. We're going to need a step up from the young players. So hopefully, Hendrickson can be a great mentor, can teach them tools to the game, can teach them about nutrition, can teach them about workout, can teach them about the grind, because everybody behind him is young. Even a guy like Atavius Robinson is young. And so, but specifically, Adisa Isaac. And I'm going to go ahead and grab Mike Green and bring him in. Jesse Mentor is supposed to be the miracle worker for the defense in combination with Anthony Weaver. And so I need to see both of these guys step up, but specifically Adisa Isaac as he is entering a third season. Let me see. I think that's enough for the defense. As you see, I did not call out Malachi Starks only because he was in his first season. He did not show a lot to me, but it was under a whole bunch of confusion with that Zach Orr leadership. But like many people have projected, this defense should get exponentially better with a Jesse Mentor system. So we'll see. But he might be on my list as we get closer into training camp. All right. Let's get into the offensive side of the ball. The Baltimore Ravens offense is expected to be better, right? We improved the offensive line coach. We are said to have improved the um, offensive coordinator. Should be more of a dynamic system, things of that nature. So some guys I need to see something from. I'm gonna call out both tackles. I need to see something from Ronnie Stanley and Roger Rosengarten. Ronnie Stanley is the vet, and he's being paid like one of the best tackles in the league, but he has not played like one of the best tackles in the league. With understanding, he had some down years with some injury, and at one point he was on a pitch count. He had a great 2024 season, which is what led him to getting the contract extension. But everybody along that offensive line played like some trash last year, including Ronnie Stanley, and he has consistently struggled to be disciplined enough as the vet along that offensive line to just line up correctly. I bet he has 8 to 10 penalties just lining up off sides. That's not including the holding and things of that nature. So I need to see a step up from Ronnie Stanley. Again, this is the beginning of real on-field work, and I don't expect him to do a whole lot, but this is a call out from now all the way through training camp. Need to see something from Ronnie Stanley, because even if we improved the interior offensive line, if the tackles play like they played last year, we're going to be in some trouble, which we will discuss in the next editions of breaking down this roster, which we have to finish the quarterback conversation first. But nevertheless, I need to see something from Roger Rosengarten. He had a decent rookie season. He had a tragic second year, third season. He's not really a vet, but he's not a rookie either, far from it. He's already gone through the woes and the rigors of the NFL, and it's time for him to put it all together. It's time now. No excuses for Roger Rosengarten. If Ledford is who he is projected and predicted to be for this Baltimore Ravens offensive line, I need a step up from Roger Rosengarten. When I look at the remainder of this offensive unit, I need to see something from Rashad Bateman. I do. He is going into, I believe, his sixth season. Let me see. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 20. Yeah. Wait a minute. Is that right? 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Yeah, he's going to his sixth season. And he's only had one season over 700 yards. One for a first round pick. With understanding he's had two offensive coordinators, with understanding he's had some injuries, but dadgum, man, 6 seasons or going into a sixth season, 5 years under his belt, only 1 year of over 700 yards receiving, and not ever really developing a chemistry with the quarterback. That's inexcusable. Inexcusable. So I need to see something from him. I do. In fact, I really believe that the Baltimore Ravens need to move from Rashad Bateman. And I'll discuss this more when we get to the wide receiver room. But I really believe they do. You see, because Rashad Bateman has a culture of his own. You could kind of see the me attitude whenever he was getting criticized by both the fan base and some of the media. And instead of stepping up consistently after lashing back out at EDC, he stepped off a cliff. Had that one good season, got him a contract extension, and stepped off the cliff again. And it's inexcusable. So those are the guys, as we start hitting the field for OTAs, that I need to see something from. And we'll break down this more when we start talking about the uh, individual rooms, quarterback, offensive line, tight end, wide receiver, things of that nature. We got to finish our quarterback conversation, which we'll probably do tomorrow. And then we'll have some OTA reports, things of that nature. Appreciate you guys. And until the next video, I'm out.